Hello, college success students. Mr. Gothrow here with your week 2 assignment overview. As you all know, this week is asynchronous for all of my sections. This is going to be a video for all of you, regardless of your section. So yeah, let me share my screen and I'll get right into it. All right, so I'm going to take you to HFC portal. Again, I really encourage you to bookmark that. You can just Google it, HFC portal, but you're going to be using this a lot, so I really do suggest you bookmark it. So we'll go to the portal. I'm teaching 4 sections. I'm just going to look at one of the sections as an example today, but this overview is pretty much the same for all of you. So go to Moodle. I'm going to look at section, let's go with CC. All right. So let's go to week 2. And you may see something new there. There is a discussion question. So anytime we have an asynchronous week, which for my normal live Zoom classes, we'll have at least one more. And then for section VR01, most of the weeks are asynchronous. Anytime there's an asynchronous week, you're going to have a chapter discussion question to answer. There might be 1 or 2 or 3 questions. It's based on the reading. So for this week, it's basically for attendance purposes. So if you do the discussion question, you're letting me know that you are participating in class and are following through on the material. So for chapter 2 or chapter 1, after you read it, this week you need to do the chapter 2, or I'm sorry, the week 2 discussion question. The question is, what is your current career path? What are your reasons for choosing that path? And how certain are you that you will end up in that career? So, 1 sentence for each of those questions. Explaining that. So you're just going to add a new discussion topic. You don't have to respond to anyone's. You just post your own answers, and that's enough for attendance purposes for this week. Okay. On top of that, under week 2, you see that you need to read chapter 2. You're going to do the Learn Your Strengths and Areas for Growth assignment in Cengage. You're going to do the What Would You Do from chapter 1, and you're going to do the chapter 1 apnea also from chapter 1. So those are the assignments for this week. Read chapter 2, do the chapter 1 discussion question, and then the Learn Your Strengths, What Would You Do, and chapter 1 apnea. It's not going to take you that long. It looks like a lot. It's not going to really take you that long. So let's get into the book, and I'll show you a little bit about those assignments. So you can get to those assignments directly from here, but let's see the whole book first. Under MindTap Access, go to MindTap Homepage Access. All of you should have access to this at this point. If you don't, you need to set up your account so that you can do the assignments. If you have set up your account, when you open it up, it'll go right to the course overview, the book overview. Okay, so where are those assignments that you need to do? Take charge of your success above chapter 1. If you open up that tab, you see the Learn Your Strengths and Areas for Growth. I'm not sure if I mentioned this to all the sections in class last week, but there are more assignments on here that you could do that are not required. You need to do all the assignments that have the little orange dot next to them. They say count towards grade. So those are the assignments you need to do, the Learn Your Strengths and Areas for Growth. This assignment is worth 20 points. And you're going to do it 2 times this semester. You're going to do it once this week, and then it'll be closed for the rest of the semester until the very end. And then one of the last weeks, we'll do it again. And it's basically to see how much you've changed in terms of your strengths and growth areas as a learner, as a student. someone who's organized and has resources that they can use as a student. So that's the point of the assignment, is to kind of see how you've changed throughout the semester. So you'll do it once at the beginning for 10 points and another time at the end for another 10 points. So for most of the semester, it'll show that you have 10 out of 20 or 50%. That's the way it's supposed to look. It doesn't mean you lost points. It just means you haven't completed it, which you cannot do until the very end of the semester. Okay. So when you look on that assignment there, you're basically answering questions about yourself. You're going to say whether you strongly agree, undecided, disagree, or strongly disagree. I believe there are 100 statements. Don't take very long to do this. Just think quickly, honestly about who you are, not who you wish you were, not who you think other people would desire you to be, but actually who you are. Try to stay away from the undecided option. Choose as much as possible to strongly disagree or strongly agree or agree or disagree, so that you get more accurate information about who you really are. This is a task that's for you to learn about yourself and where you can grow and where your strengths are. Okay. So if you start, you'll see I think there's 10 statements on each page, 10 pages. This should not take you that long. It says 20 to 25 minutes. I don't think it'll take you that long. But read through them, think honestly about it. And again, try to stay away from the undecided option there. Okay, so that's the Learn Your Strengths assignment. That is due by your due date next week. And then under Chapter 1, you're going to do your first Cengage assignments this week. The What Would You Do and the Chapter 1 Aplia. You will do these assignments for every single chapter. So you're going to do 12 What Would You Do assignments, and you're going to do 12 Aplia assignments. The What Would You Do assignments, there's no right or wrong for most of it. There's one or two questions where right or wrong does make a difference. You don't want to do these until you read Chapter 1. Okay, these are after you've read the assignment. So you're gonna go through these questions and you're gonna answer your choice. Most of them, like I said, it's not right or wrong. You're gonna get the points. So for the What Would You Do assignment, you get 1 attempt, and the minimum score that you're gonna get is an 8 out of 10. If you get the question or questions right, where right or wrong makes a difference, you'll get the full 10 out of 10 points, and you only get 1 attempt on that assignment. Okay. Chapter Aplia assignments. These are 20 points. These are a little tougher. They take some critical thinking skills. The material is based on the content of the chapter, but the answers you can find from the reading, okay, in these questions. So the reading from the chapter is not where you're going to find the answers. You're going to find them actually in the question. So let me show you how these work. You see these, first of all, this is important. You get 3 attempts. So you see attempts here with 3 boxes. Again, these are a little tougher. So you get 3 attempts to try each section. Many students kind of miss that, or they don't realize how to do that. So I'm going to show you how to do that, because I want to make sure that you use all your attempts if needed to get the most points possible. You see that there's kind of like 8 points here, and then it's scaled up to 20. So there's your 20 points for every assignment. So let me show you just this one section. I'll give you an example of how this works. I'm not going to go through it and read it all. I'm just going to kind of guess here, but you see here, there's some things to read about. So this is additional reading that gives you some information to think through that's related to the topics in the chapter, but all the answers you can find in the reading for this question. So you're going to read through here, and then you've got 2 questions to answer here. So I'm just going to take some guesses here and save and continue. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go to grade it now. So I'm going to grade these questions right now to see how I did. And it shows me I got 1 point. Okay, so right there, it shows me I got 1 point. So I got 1 out of 2 for this section. So let me go back to the assignment and show you what that looks like. Okay, so right now, I got 1 point out of 2 in this section. So my total score is 1 out of 8. and scaled up to 20 points. That's 2.5 points out of 20. So not very many points right now. If I were to click this tab up here, this button here, it says, I'm done, submit assignment now. Well, I'd be doing exactly what it says. I'd be saying that I'm completely finished with the assignment and I'm going to submit it now, and I can't touch it anymore. So I don't want to do that until either I have 20 out of 20 or I've exhausted all 3 attempts for each section. Okay, so I definitely don't want to do that now because I only have 2.5%. All right, so I'm going to go back to this section because I only got 50% on this section. And I'm going to slide down here to the bottom. And you see here, it told me I got this first question wrong. Okay, so again, I'm not going through this. You guys are going to go through it. But I got this question wrong. And it tells me what the correct answer is. So some of these questions, when you redo the second attempt, they might be identical. And as long as you just read through what the right answer is, you're going to get the full points. The point is not like, hey, I'm going to try to make this assignment really hard. I want to try to make points really difficult in this class. It's about learning. So when you read through these explanations of the answers, you're going to be learning some things and growing your knowledge of this topic. This one, I'm a pretty good guesser. Got this one right. So there you go. And even if you get it right, there's an explanation to explain what the answers are and why. But I'm not satisfied with my score, so I'm going to go down and try another version. So you go back into that section that you missed points in and you try another version. So I go here, and now I can do my second attempt. All right. So when I go through here, they might be the same. They might be different. The content might be a little different. Sometimes, again, it's just the same exact question. So now I could attempt it again. And let's say I had 10 minutes to work and I don't have any more time and I'm going to come back to it. Well, just hit save and continue. That'll take me back to the main page. Actually, okay, so let's take me back to the assignment, to the next question. But if I go to back to assignment, you can see here that I'm still in process with assignment. I see this little icon here that shows me that I'm in the process of taking my second attempt on that question. I can still go back to that same spot and make my second attempt. Okay, so this is going to be important for you throughout the semester. You have 12 APLIA assignments, and they're not always super simple. You have to use some critical thinking and reading skills. So make sure you're using your attempts and getting the best scores you possibly can. All right, let me see what else we need to do here. I think that's about it. Again, you can see on the Moodle page where the assignments are and what the assignments are for the week. So let me just go back there one more time. Again, for week 2, we're going over chapter 1. So you're going to do the chapter 1 discussion, to learn your strengths, the what would you do, and the chapter 1 APLIA. And then you need to read chapter 2 to be ready for next week. Okay. You also need to watch the recorded lecture for chapter 1. When we meet in class next week, we'll be going over chapter 2. So for sections CC, CG, and CE, we will have live class next week in Zoom on our normal day. So make sure you're there for that. We'll go over chapter 2. And then for section VR01, you continue to have asynchronous lectures through most of the semester. If you have questions, please email me, but just keep up with the content from the syllabus and Moodle, and you should be good. All right, I hope you all have a great week.